Be excellent to each other and party on. We're back for another Legacy League, and today we are trying Doomsday. Well, everybody knows that Doomsday is the hardest deck in Legacy to play, right? Right? I have no idea how to play this deck. I've never played it before. I'm going to pick it up and see if I can get some wins with it. This is Adorno 666, his version of this deck, and I am just like literally wholesale grabbing his list, and I have absolutely no idea how to sideboard it or anything. I'm just going to do some blind exploration. I figure it might be helpful for you all to see what a newcomer who plays a lot of tempo, who plays a lot of control, and a little bit of combo, like creature combo, like Cephalid Breakfast, what I do when I pick up this deck, because this will probably mirror some of your learning as well. So let's make some quick observations. First of all, low land count, 16 land. That's pretty standard. This is a list that trophied a few days ago. And Adorno 666 has a lot of trophies with Doomsday. This is playing Personal Tutor, even though it's a terrible card, because it is important that you get the Doomsday. Like, there's no backup plan here. This isn't even playing Tamio. So, sideboard has a lot of threats. We've got 4 Barragoyfs and 2 Douthies, and we have Shielded. So, we're just getting them dead really quick with our Dark Ritual power. Seems good. We've got an additional Flusterstorm to protect. We've got a Hydroblast. We've got 2 Force Negations. There is an alternate win con in Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, if we decide that we don't want to take the aggro plan. I think like maybe against Show and Tell and things like that. We're going to try to race them essentially with our combo. We also have a couple Duresses. Long Goodbye is flexible in that it can answer most of the threats in the format, although it can't answer Murktide. So the main challenge with this deck is you have to manage your life total, because you have to use a lot of life to cycle through your deck. This does have the LED in it, which is a very expensive card that I'm not looking forward to rebuying if I decide to play this deck. I sold it for like $400, and I thought I was getting a good deal because I got it for $350, sold it for $400. Now it's like $800. Ouch! So if I want to play this deck, I'll have to buy another one. Ugh. All right. We're going to play a full 5 rounds. See you in round 1. All right, round 1. We're up against Dr. X. Most recently seen on Loam Pox. They're on the play. They could have a Thoughtseize, which breaks up our freaking insane turn 1. You know what? Let's think about how we would keep this pile while we wish our opponent the good luck, have fun. I think, first of all, this is definitely a keep. There's no doubt about that. I'm just trying to think of like how we would build the pile. We already have the LED here. We had the Brainstorm to crack into the pile. We could just put some fetch lands in there, knowing that they're probably going to go for our land. If they're on Loam Pox, they may blow up a land every single turn cycle. But we do have the Brainstorm. What we can do is, if we make it through a cycle, we'll just see if they Thoughtseize us. Because they made Thoughtseizes, and we might have to, do plan B, which is dig a lot. All right, no Thoughtseize. All right, so here, I think we should respect the Wasteland. This, like, if they happen to be playing Counter Magic, we just drew an insane card versus Counter Magic. I'm going to go ahead and convert this. Let's think about this. So I think we can't win immediately because we don't have a cantrip that's free, which you don't generally get. But if we had like Dark Ritual, no, that wouldn't work. So I think this is just prep the pile. They could have the card that like Witherbloom Command to make us mill cards. But if they're doing that, they're not wasting us. So let's think about what turn 2 looks like. Turn 2, I Brainstorm with LED. I will play out the LED just so they see it. I mean, that opens it up to Witherbloom Command, though. But if they tear it out of my hand, it can be problematic. Yeah, Witherbloom Command is the main card I'm thinking about. But also like a Thoughtseize to take the... I think it's safer to play the LED out. And I don't want to fetch a basic. Even if they waste me, I need to make sure I have the second blue. I'm going to go ahead and make a pile without the... So we put another land that we can fetch out of the deck, and that reduces our land count. So I do think we should have 2 lands in our pile, but we could also just have petals. But if I play the petals out, like so I play LED, if they remove it, then I just Brainstorm, petal. They're probably not going to have a snuff out. They might have a snuff out. All right, I'm just going to jam. All right, this is too much for my puny brain. All right, and it just resolves. They're F6'd, so I don't think they're playing counter magic at all. Okay, so let's talk about what we're doing now. So the simple thing to do is just pedal. We could definitely do Street Wraith and then land. We do want to land. And then we want a Thassa's Oracle. I think those are the ones I want. Let's think about this. So assuming we have the mana, we could brainstorm. Thassa's Oracle should definitely be in the bottom of the pile. The pile should be... So I can play the fetch out. I can brainstorm with LED on the stack. Draw the petals and the Street Wraith. Then I can fetch the land out of my deck. Street Wraith and Thassa's Oracle, I think. I'm going to try that. Again, like if you're watching, you're like, what are you doing, you buffoon? You're crazy. I totally hear you. So I want the Street Wraith on top. And then I want the Underground Sea and the Thassa's Oracle on the bottom. Oh, wait. Wait a second. Can I undo that? No, I cannot. Put these cards on top of... Oh, wait. I can. Okay. So I think the Thassa's Oracle goes second to bottom. We could put it totally on the bottom. They can't mill us for 4, I don't think. So, okay, so I'm going to go Underground Sea on bottom. Then Thassa's Oracle. Then Lotus Petal, Street Wraith. All right, we'll pass. We have no counter magic. Oh, I should have played out the LED. I can probably still win without the LED, but I should have played it out. Okay, they're surveilling. If you see my clock, like I spent like 7 minutes there, just like thinking, trying to figure out what to do. Okay, Lotus, Mox, they could have Endurance here. There's the Wasteland. That's not terribly surprising. Like for the Loam to regrow those, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to draw a petal. Oh, we draw Street Wraith, actually. So I do actually have to fetch here, which screws up my pile. Let's do it. Okay. And now I can LED, which I don't even really need to do. Then I can, if I brainstorm and I sack, then I add the blue. I don't even need the Street Wraith. So I need to hold priority the entire time. I've screwed this up before. Oh, wait. I won't actually have cleared my, because I had to put cards back. So I won't be able to consider. So if they have like a snuff out, I lose. Am I cool with just losing to snuff out? The other option is, no, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Hopefully they don't have the snuff out. If they do, then it's, so I can consider get rid of a petal. But petal may not be the top card. Okay, so I'm going to pay for this. With that on the stack, I'm going to add blue. Okay, and I'll just put the petals back. And then, do you have snuff out? Okay. Okay, we won. So that was awkward as hell. But I can see how, like, you know, building piles can be tricky. So against their deck, I do think we want to just continue turboing them. We could bring in Force Negation to protect our hand. I don't think that Baragwayf and Douthie are going to be particularly strong here because they have lots of removal, including Smallpox itself. Jace Wielder of Mysteries, I don't like. I don't know what sideboard cards they would have here. I don't like Flusterstorm particularly. I like Force of Negation better because we're on the draw and they may just open with a discard spell. It also deals with Loam if they get time to Loam. I don't think we need Duras because they're probably not going to interact on the stack. If we're bringing in these Force Negations, we do have to cut something. Maybe that it's a Daze on the draw. I'm just going to try this. Then we'll go full turbo next game. Again, like I'm not confident at all in my substitutions, but I do know that like the reason you play a fast combo deck like this is to just go over the top, or go under rather. Decks like that. The deck just plays itself with insane freaking hands. I'll keep this. So we're not going to have a way to crack into our pile, but I should be able to build a pile that's sufficiently durable, hopefully. I'll just build like a fetch land heavy pile. All right. I realize that this is aberrationally lucky. You get an AB card, like you get both of the cards in approximately 17% of hands. So this, we just slow roll it. Like every turn they could waste us. I could fetch a swamp here. I think that's the safest thing to do. Then they pretty much have to No, I think I just need to grab the Underground Sea because I need to be sure to cast the girl. Let's go ahead and Dark Writ, Doomsday. All right, so in terms of what we need to put together here, we could just take a double Thassa's Oracle pile. I think that's good. But what is the reasoning behind that? They'll need to waste us. They could have Mox Diamond and then they Loam Lock us, but we'll still be able to cast. We have enough lands that I think we'll be able to survive. And then I think we just grab Street Wraiths to just freely crack into our pile. Edge of Autumn. Could grab a Petal. Yeah, I think we take Edge of Autumn here. That way if they waste, we could get a card deeper. But if they waste now, I've only got one land out. If they just have enough Wastelands, they can stop me. I don't think this is an LED hand though. Maybe it is. Let's think about this. So we draw LED, then we have to pass. I don't like that. What I like is going Street Wraith, land. I think the last card could be a Petal. No, it should be an Edge of Autumn. Okay, so let's think about this. All right, so I want these Thassa's Oracles on the bottom just in case they Witherbloom command us. Okay, so Oracle goes on the pile first, then Oracle, then Edge. No, I actually want the Edge first. Street Wraith, Edge. Okay, we'll do that. All right, we're going to pass the turn. Okay, Urza Saga. It shouldn't matter for the purpose of this game. Orcish Bowmaster pings me. It's not going to matter. I can just win now. Unless they have exactly Snuff out, in which case they may be able to win. So we're going to go blue, Edge. I'll sacrifice this. They get a ping. Now I Street Wraith. They get a ping. Now I Street Wraith again. They get a ping. I'm at 1. Do you have a Snuff out? That's the card you need to have here. We got it. Okay. And again, we got lucky they didn't have a Snuff out. Like, again, these were probably sloppy piles. We got insane hands. That's the appeal of the deck, is that you get off to just win off Dark Ritual Doomsday. Round 2, we're up against Thunderbrow, Ocelot mid-range player. We get to be on the play, which is nice. They are unlikely to have any real tools main deck. This is a Dark Ritual. No, this is a personal tutor. They could waste us. I'm gonna do the no guts, no glory thing. I'm gonna go get the Dark Ritual. This tells them everything as far as what we're on. Then we'll to 6. This is a single force hand, but we could draw a blue card. We're not gonna draw a blue card immediately though. Yeah. There is a slower path where we play on basics. I'm not gonna do that path. Basically, throughout this league, you're gonna just see me do ballsy, go for the freaking throat stuff. Oh, I can't put an instant on top. Only sorcery, huh? Well, that sucks. Yeah, I just punted. I should have thought seized them. Now if we get Wasteland, we're dead, I think. I should have just held that, because that would have been the second blue card for force. If they Wasteland me here, it's really bad. They ponder. Aether Vial is too slow. I'm just going to ignore it. Let's ponder. We're just looking for a second land, and a flow state is not bad if we force something here. Yeah. So I do have the option of just thought seizing him here, but I think instead I'm just going to take that flow state. I'll force something and then I'll take a flow state. And I can always fetch Surveil if they just don't play anything here, because I'm not going to keep a flow state if they don't play anything. There's the Wasteland. Interesting. They're opting not to waste me. I'm going to go ahead and fetch, and I'm just going to Surveil, because now I'm looking for another land. I don't have a good flow state if they're not going to cast anything. I don't need a force. So they almost certainly will waste me here, because they had the Vial out. Yeah, they do it. All right, come on, Dark Ritual. Fluster Storm doesn't do anything. I am going to go ahead and just thought seize them here. See if we can slow them down a little bit. They Vial in. Mom, that does not affect me at all. So Felia is kind of a pain. I can't take him off White Orchid Phantom. I do have basics I can get. Felia might be a way that they win quickly. I have 2 basics in my deck. It's not a big deal if they hit one of my lands. Probably not a big deal. I think I take the unique card and I just let them do the White Orchid Phantoms if that's what they want to do. They have a Ghost Quarter. So they can't actually run me out of lands here, but it'll be Ghost Quartering me and also White Orchid Phantoming me twice. But Okay, so I'm going to start by getting the swamp, which is actually the one I'm least interested in, because I want to keep the island for Ponder, because they're just going to Ghost Quarter me. This puts it onto the battlefield, so it's not like they can deny me. Okay, so now I go get the island. I maybe should have, but the fact that they can, yeah, I don't think I punted here. I think taking Felio was totally reasonable. So let's go ahead and brainstorm here. If we find an underground sea, we can personal tutor just to shuffle. There's the combo. So I don't need the backup Doomsday. I don't need this personal tutor, I don't think. I think we just combo now. They can White Orchid Phantom to screw up our pile. But we just pass. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and combo now. And I'll drop to 8. Or 7 rather. But this should be correct. I can't imagine a world in which we're supposed to wait. So we need an LED for sure. Cause we just need to make sure we have the mana. Edge is pretty good, but they're going to do it now. They're going to do it before I can even edge. So we really have to win in one turn cycle. They're going to attack us for 3, and then they're going to attack us for 5. So we get 1 turn. And that's like optimistic. They could have other stuff that they do. So I don't think they're going to likely have Bowmaster, so we could keep the Street Wraiths. They could have a plow, but we have force for that. But we have to pay 1 life when we do that. Let's think about this. So we know we need a Thassa's Oracle. Let's get what is definitely going to be in there. They're not going to be able to take out both of our lands in 1 turn cycle, most likely. But they could potentially do that. Wait, we could put the swamp in, actually. Right? Because it's in our graveyard. Where'd our swamp go? Oh, it's in our graveyard over here. But I don't really need that, but it does answer the problem of them. But I just need blue. The main challenge is I can't LED... Well, wait, I brainstorm. Then I LED crack it. So we draw brainstorm. This is a May ability, right? Yeah, May. So we brainstorm. We draw LED. Street Wraith. We put back the Fluster. I need to clear my pile completely. Edge helps us do that. We just sacrifice any land. I could put in... No, I can't really afford to put a land in my pile, I don't think. Let's think about this. Because I am going to deny this trigger when they get it. So we go brainstorm. So we need a brainstorm. Is that 5 cards? 5 cards. So brainstorm is going to be the top, and then LED and the Street Wraiths. LED is really critical here. I think this is the pile. Again, if I'm going to go kind of quickly. I don't want to spend like forever trying to build optimal piles. But this clears the pile completely, and we don't die to combat damage. So we know we want the LED or the Thassa's Oracle probably second to bottom. And then Street Wraith, LED, Brainstorm. Let's pass. So this should give us the ability to force. Oh, we may not be able to force and cycle twice. But I might be able to just go for the pile without cycling. But then that does open us up to plow. Their hand is currently unknown. Okay, they're going to go ahead and do this immediately so they can tech up their thing. That is fine. I'm not going to use the ability. No, actually, I definitely can't cycle twice. I can't force. Okay. So they have one unknown card in hand. If it's a plow, we force it. And then that way we don't have to worry about... oh, you know what? No, I'm fine, I think. Draw step. So we brainstorm. Okay. I'm going to put back the Thassa's Oracle. I'll put back Fluster, Thassa's Oracle. Now I play the LED out. Now I think I can hold priority on cycling this. Discard my hand for blue. Now I get the card. It is the Thassa's Oracle. And we attempt to play it. Do you have the plow? It has to be exactly plow. We got it. Okay. That was too close. And the fact that you have to throw away your hand for LED makes LED super duper awkward. All right. So far, no loses. No losses, rather. So I think they're just on mono white Yorion taxes with lots of really good cards. So against that, we do want to stick to our combo plan. I don't know that we make any sideboard substitutions at all. I think we just have to stay on the turbo plan here. We could definitely bring in Long Goodbye just in case there's something bad, but if they have Thalia, that could be a problem. They're going to have Plow. They're not going to cut it. We could bring in Baragoi just because it's like a good card against their deck. Shieldred is never going to come in against a Karakas deck. That would be dumb. Jace Wielder of Mysteries is an option, but it's so much mana, and it's also going to get Thalia taxed. I don't think it's the correct line here. I think you bring that in against Consign, which they're not going to have. Or my instinct is just keep turboing. Flusterstorm, it can come out, and we can bring in Long Goodbye. Flusterstorm sucks against their deck. They're not going to do anything stack-oriented. But they could Plow. My opponent's super chill and patient. They said no worries when I told them it's my first time ever playing Doomsday. Yeah, I'm just going to do this. They have a lot of mana disruption. And also, they have a strong clock. I could take a Cavern, but there's not, it reduces the land count. My opponent says, it's not an easy deck. Haha. You're telling me. I'm second guessing basically everything I'm doing. Even though I'm winning, I do feel like I'm not winning with sufficient coverage of potential cards they could have in hand. I'm sure that I could be playing better. But that's just how it's going to be when I get started with this deck. It's going to take a while. But eventually, I have confidence I can learn this deck, and I have confidence you can learn this deck too if you want to. Doomsday is the best it's ever been. This is the combo. We have Yorion to dig for a land. I'm not going to be a coward. If they have... Yeah, we Dark Ritual Doomsday, and then we just build a fetch land pile. We have Daze if they do anything that is super strong. I mean, we have Force. We don't even need a Daze, but we could potentially Daze. I'm not throwing this back. I'm not going to be a coward. Our opponent is probably boarding in what is it called? Deafening Silence? Yeah, that's a Force. And I will pitch a Ponder here just in case they have... Yeah, because this stops me from Dark Ritual Doomsday. Brainstorm does more to fix my deck. Ponder is better at digging for lands. I'm going to actually take the Ponder here. They could also have Mindbreak Trap and stuff like that, so I'll play around that. All right, that's not a good draw. I'm looking for land exactly, nothing else. If they have a Wasteland, this is going to be a longer game. But that doesn't mean I'm giving up. Double Plains. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. That's how we do it. All right. So here, I think what we do is we just get a bunch of lands and Thassa's Oracles. That may seem really dumb, but I definitely want an island. I'll take a Thassa's Oracle. I think I probably take a second Thassa's Oracle. And then, I could just take it super duper slow. I'm afraid that they're going to have multiple Wastelands. That's why I'm putting the island in my deck so that I can draw it. And then just a bunch of islands. I think we do, they're not going to counter this, I don't think. They could Thoughtseize it, but they're not showing any white. So I definitely want as many lands as I can get. Let's see. That is a total of 4 lands. They would need to waste us 3 times. I don't think that's likely to happen. So I'm going to put the other Oracle in the pile. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Oracle's on the bottom. Oracle. Okay. So did I just unselect? Yeah, okay. These are the 5 cards. I actually really like the way that they've done this. This is pretty good. In MTGO. This is a very reasonable way to do it. The fact that it's so forgiving and lets you undo stuff, unlike freaking letting me undo my Ponder. I really don't like how you can't undo your Ponder if you stack it wrong. So, wait. Actually, I'm just going to put the Oracles on the bottom. And we can just draw a lot of stuff. And just in case they hit my lands, yeah, there we go. And we have pretty good stuff in hand that's fairly interactive. I could just Daze this. But then I'm vulnerable to Wasteland. They may be able to use this to repeatedly hit my lands. I think I'm just going to Daze it. Okay, they're down to 4 cards over there. Ghost Quarter. They're almost certainly going to hit my land. I might as well play this out now so I don't have to play it out later because I may not be able to. I'm just going to keep all my lands on top. You're welcome to Ghost Quarter me. If they have the thing that stops me from being able to search, that's good. If they can hit the... Okay, that's great for me. Because that means I can even Brainstorm here. They put Yorion in hand. I think they may have like Solitude. I could just brainstorm to get deeper into my pile. This is the only turn that I can cast it. If I'm going to cast it, now's the time. Okay. And now I can go for Thassa's Oracle next turn. They said GG. They just scooped. Okay. Well, GG's. Yeah. I just had like a bunch of lands, Thunderbrow if you're watching. And what I was going to do is I was going to just try to Oracle twice. And even if they had Solitude, I just untap Oracle again and I have another land. So they need to waste me and have Solitude. So we haven't lost a single game. This is obviously a very powerful deck. If even somebody like me who's never played it before and isn't even like, I don't identify as a combo player. I'm a control player. If I can win, it's not that hard. I'm sure it's hard to play optimally, but it's not hard to just pick up and get wins apparently. All right, round 3. We haven't lost a single game. Up against a likely lands player. This gets the Doomsday turn 1. If they waste us, we're just like totally screwed though. It's totally reckless to keep this hand in my humble opinion. Flusterstorm does nothing. Personal Tutor sucks. Edge of Autumn. I guess technically we can at least Edge of Autumn if they draw our Doomsday. But we won't necessarily find a land for the subsequent turn. I'm gonna keep. It's totally reckless, but I'm gonna keep. They don't know what we're on. We're on the play. We get to do stuff. I get to do the cheesy, Edge of Autumn trick. I've never done that. Of course, I've never played Edge of Autumn before. You wouldn't play it outside of Doomsday. Hey, you're against Doomsday. You've probably faced it many times in this league already. Everybody's playing Doomsday right now, including me. Mox Diamond. Sejiri Step. Ancient Tomb. Okay. So I think what they're going to probably do is they're going to try to stick... they're going to cast the Disruptor Flute after I've Doomsdayed and make it hard for me to Thassa's Oracle. So how do we do that? We have to pay extra mana. I mean, there's the option of me pondering and maybe finding a force. I also wouldn't mind finding a second land. Gosh, I do think that's correct. They're not like... We don't have to turbo them. I'm going to ponder. It's pretty good. This is the land I wanted. So if we put a Dark Ritual in the pile... We can just Dark Ritual, and then that helps pay for Thassa's Oracle. But we do need extra cards. But we have Edge of Autumn. I'm going to go for the Dark Ritual, and I'll just put the... I'll put a Dark Ritual in the pile. Okay, so they're Flusterstorming now, naming Doomsday. That is fine. That means that at least I can just cast my Doomsday later, if I have the mana. Okay, and guess what? I'm not going to do anything here. So I thought they would wait till I made the pile and then hit me with Thassa's Oracle, but they didn't do that. Okay, Urza Saga. So we have a few turns before we're dead to this. What else do you have? That doesn't matter. They're playing at main deck. It's just like a bad, silver bullet thing for I don't know what matchup. I don't think this is a legacy playable card right now, frankly. It's probably okay, but there's so many more proactive things you could be playing. Okay, so guess what? Chicken butt. Guess why? Chicken thigh. Let's flow state. I'm going to take... Neither of these cards are good. I'll just take the Daze and the Force. So I've got Force blue card. Thassa's doesn't do anything against their deck. We don't have a lot of time. We need to find a Dark Ritual pretty badly. And we'll still need a land. No, we need more than just a Dark Ritual. We need a Dark Ritual and a land. So what I might have to do is, if they get us low enough on life, now they have infinite of these Urza Saga constructs, how quickly will they kill us? I'm going to take the draw. There's a land. So next turn we're taking a lot, and then we no longer have the ability to cycle through. So like the land definitely comes down. I think we just have to wait one more turn. And then we try to edge into a Dark Ritual, but then we're taking so much damage. We'll have better information into like how much damage we're taking exactly next turn. I could play the Thassa's Oracle out to block, but that's actually a fool's errand because they're going to skateboard. If they have a second Disruptor Flute, they can totally rock us, but I've got that covered with Force. All right, so I do have to stop this. And I will pitch my Flusterstorm because it's almost certainly useless, whereas the Daze is only most likely useless. Okay. So I think we're taking at least, they have a crop rotation. I'm not going to interact with that. What are they getting? Dark Depths. They can make the Dark Depths and then they can grab the skateboard and we're dead. It was a good play. I didn't have any option here. There's nothing I could have done. because they just make it here and then do they have the mana for that? They haven't made their land drop yet, so they have the mana floating. Yeah, we can concede. I don't like Skateboard. I think it's bad design. I think this lands didn't need a card that just gives them like an instant win ability. Lands is supposed to be a control deck, not a combo deck. And I genuinely believe that the Skateboard pushes the Urza's Saga package out to where it's just really unfun to play against. I know I'm playing a combo deck, but I will continue to stand by that statement that I do believe that. Okay, so this might actually be a matchup where, like Doomsday, I think we Doomsday first. We do try to turbo them. I'll bring in Forced Negation. No, Forced Negation doesn't actually stop the card. I'm going to take out Flusterstorm. I actually don't like this card. I think it's a crap card. I know that it might be good in very specific situations in Doomsday. We actually haven't played up against any blue decks. I'm going to take out the Thoughtseizes, I think, because generally Thoughtseizing them just doesn't really do anything. Like they may have some silver bullet card. Maybe we want Forced Negation instead. It does stop Loam. Douthie definitely comes in just because he can screw up their piles or screw up their graveyard and potentially attack. I don't think we bring in Barry. They likely have a single Caracas. Just to finish my thought on why I think that Skateboard was a huge mistake. First of all, it's like flavorfully disgusting. Like, I'm not a huge Universe Beyond fan, even though I am a Ninja Turtles fan as a kid anyway. What I think is that it just makes it too unreliable to like stop the Urza Saga package because you like get a Baragoi for you get any sort of blocker out and it doesn't even matter. It gets tapped down. So it disincentivizes interaction. It makes games more linear. So I'm not just complaining that it's overpowered. I don't think Lands is an overpowered deck. It's the mechanic of tapping down a potential blocker. I think it's not fun. Okay, so any other changes here? I don't think so. We could Jace. No, Jace is not correct here. They're going to be going after our mana. I think we just make this change, and Douthie is like potentially something we could do early game. Yep. And we can potentially win with Douthie. But they could like Maze Vith, but they probably took their Maze Vith out. I don't think this is a keep. We have to turbo them, and this doesn't turbo. This is a Doomsday hand, but it has the stinky Cavernous Holes that we can't really board out because our land count is already so low. It's mulligan. This is a Dark Ritual Douthie hand. We don't even need the Dark Ritual. We could just Douthie later, but like I don't actually hate just Dark Ritualing a Douthie out and being on that train. Okay, so my opponent said Multa 5 is rough, and I said I'm a combo deck. It comes with the territory. Please don't feel bad for me. Okay, I'll try. They said with a hearty heart. I think we just Douthie because it just gets them dead faster. So what I'm gonna do is I will keep a land. Flow State might actually be decent later. I don't think we need Force. Force blue card. Yeah, I don't want to go too low on lands. I'm just going to cut the Force since we mulled so deep. And now I'm just going to go ahead and Dark Ritual Douthie, and hopefully their hand can't deal with it in time. They said, it's nice to play against somebody who's not salty or toxic. Well, that means a lot to me. I definitely try to pride myself on not being toxic, even though I do have opinionated takes, like my take on Skateboard, for example. Like I can see a lot of people are like, oh, you're just salty because Skateboard beat you. No, I'm not. I'm not salty that Squelcher beats me. I'm salty that Squelcher exists. Exploration, that's fine. Urza Saga. So we're not going to win, sadly. There's no way we can race an Urza Saga. And like keeping the Force wouldn't have mattered. So here, this is just probably Island Doomsday or Island Flow State, just to try to find something that picks up the pace. I actually think I'm going to Underground Sea Doomsday, so I can, or Underground Sea Flow State, so I could potentially have a Doomsday next turn. But I can trust that this Douthie is not going to go the distance here. So I'm just going to take this Underground Sea. It's a reusable source of mana, and if they don't have the Wasteland, I'm okay. There's no reason not to attack here. We can't block. Next turn, we Doomsday. We don't have the Dark Ritual, and then we're dead to their constructs, but hopefully after we've Doomsdayed. But like most likely we will die because we're giving up half our life total. So we'll be down to 10. Malevolent Rumble's cool, but it just puts stuff in the void. They do get a card back. The cards they found, Yavimaya, They're not going to be able to build the constructs now that they did that. They do have a Wasteland, which they may take. Wasteland would actually be the card to take here, but they don't know that. All they know is they're taking 3 every turn cycle. They chose Expedition Map, so they're planning to go get the thing and then skateboard it out probably. Oh, they're playing they have a very land light hand, I suspect, because they use the spawn that way. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so they're just going to be able to use the skateboard and kill me next turn, even if I Doomsday. That sucks. But if it was Lava Spur Boots, it wouldn't matter here. Yeah, they lose the land, but they have more than enough mana to win. So, yeah, their deck is just a combo deck. It's not a control deck anymore. I want to emphasize that. Lands went from being a cool control deck to just being just yet another combo deck. There's nothing I can do here. I'm going to go ahead and Doomsday. We're dead. There's no card in my deck that changes anything here. I don't have like a Brazen Borrower or anything I'm drawing to. But I will Doomsday just for the heck of it. But like the win is already on the table because they had what they needed. So I'll show them how close I was, I guess. Is that correct? So, yeah, I don't have any answers. Like Long Goodbye is a destroy effect. I didn't even bring it in. I just have to do this and then they win. Because Urza Saga needs to be banned. I'm sorry, but like if they're going to keep printing insane cards like that, the fact that it's so hard to interact with outside of Wasteland, I don't know. I'm not saying Skateboard should be banned. Skateboard isn't overpowered, but the Urza's package, it just gets better and better with every printing. So we should just take our Street Wraiths here. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. We can take the Edge of Autumns. We have a Ponder, but we don't have the mana to use it. I'll just go through the motions, even though we're dead. It's crazy that Lands has a faster kill than us. And we did have a pretty... Like, this would have been a turn 4. So I guess I'll put the Street Wraiths toward the bottom. Just in case, like, somehow I have life. Yeah, so they go get the Depths, and then they play the Depths, and they have exactly enough mana, I think, to activate Depths and kill us. Because they have Yavimaya as well. Maybe I should play this. I mean, this is a better combo deck than us. This is more interactive. Lands is just secretly like the best deck. But it's a fortune to play. Like you have to spend like $15,000 to build a Lands deck now. Mox Diamonds are like so much money. Okay, they're doing that. That's fine. And so they're getting even more value with their... yeah, it doesn't even matter. Here comes Skateboard, and then here comes the 2020. Well, at least I'm not like serious about winning here. Because I would be pissed if I thought like, oh, okay, like I'm a serious Doomsday opponent. This is like my life, you know. But I don't have any real attachment to the to the format to this. I do think that this is a game where my other deck would have potentially won because it's way more interactive. Doomsday is like super linear, so now I'm like trashing the deck just because I got a loss with it. That's who Be Excellent really is. Right, round 4. Trophy's dead, but we're still having fun. Opponent is a Delver player, but they also play a lot of combo. Obviously, this is no lander. This is a Thoughtseize. Screw them up if they're combo, and then probably never draw an island. I don't think this is a keep. We're on the play. Let's abuse that Lennon Mulligan. It's the best hand we've seen. I think what we do here is we fetch Swamp, and then we Thoughtseize, and then we just take it super slow. I'll put back Consider because that card is pretty terrible, frankly. And yeah, I'm going to play on basics. And we're going to hope that we can at least use this first game to find out what they're doing over there. And their Wastelands won't be on at least. They kept 7. If they're on combo again, we're not in a bad position at all. But if they're on Delver, it's going to be a pretty quick kill. Okay. So I'm definitely glad I'm playing on basics. My goodness, they've got a flow state over there. Yeah, I take the Brainstorm and then they're on the slow train. Yeah, they kept a like all land hand basically with the Brainstorm to shuffle. And that's like the risk you take when you keep like a land heavy hand is that your opponent's just going to Thoughtseize you and take your Brainstorm. Scalding Tarn is out of hand. I could just play this out to get momentum and bait one of the wastes and slow them down a little bit. I don't know that that's good, but yeah, I'll just do that one for one. I'm just digging anyway. So this is going to show them we're on Doomsday, but I'm not going to keep a pedal. I'm going to try to find a Dark Ritual on Doomsday or find Flow State. They Surveil, and I'm very confident they're going to waste here. Murktide to the yard. Wasteland. They do indeed waste, as I predicted. It's not really bait because we could have used the mana. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and keep the best of these 2 cards. or none of them. I don't think this is good at all. We dodged a triple daze. Okay, we got more lands. I'm probably going to just brainstorm and put one of those back. Okay, so now we have a flow state. It is just stinky flow state. That's fine. Their hand is Delta and now 4 unknowns. Bobble. So they are on Delver, most likely here. They just had a weird start, which I'll take. So we need to be cognizant of Daze, which is almost certainly in their deck. They get a card. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm going to play out a land since I'm definitely going to use it. And we're going to go ahead and brainstorm and try to get rid of some of this. Oh my goodness, this is so bad. I think I need to wait with the flow state. I don't want it to get dazed. I guess I could daze back if they interact. Yeah, I actually don't hate that. Because that allows me to move the game forward. And then if they waste me again, which they're liable to do, it's not the end of the world. They could have double days, but I don't think they would actively keep that. They've been sculpting over there. Wow, okay. Okay. I'll take the Dark Ritual Doomsday. They haven't presented any sort of pressure here. Now we have protection. And yeah, we're drawing wild. There's the Wasteland. This is a flow state that is good. I'm going to let it happen. They're probably going to waste me, and then the days will stop their force if they have it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they have force blue card at this point. So all their cards, except for the Polluted Delta, have been accounted for, but they couldn't have shuffled it back. Bubble. Okay, they take a look. So I think against this deck, we do need to clear our pile completely, but we have tons of life. So I think I just do the big cycle pile. Come on, give me a blue cantrip. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch. This is like a 2-life fetch, but I need a fetch before I do the combo. Underground Sea. Do we want a personal tutor? No. I could just put a force in the pile. I don't actually like the idea of putting a force in the pile. They could play Cutter and do a lot of damage to me. That's something to be cognizant of. Dark Ritual. They're thinking about a force here. Again, they could have 2 forces. Doomsday. Now they'll definitely force this. Okay. The card pitch is a Ponder. I'm going to daze. Pick this up. And if they force back, they don't force back. Okay. So I think Cavernous Holes is going to go in the pile. I think we definitely need a Thassa's Oracle. We have to clear this entire pile. I think we take Edge of Autumns out of respect for their ability to drain our life force. We need one more card. Okay, so let's think about this. So we draw a card naturally. Which is going to be one of our cyclers. I think we need the Consider. Does Consider help? Let's think about this. The main challenge is we don't have a way to go up on card. Wait, yeah, we won't be able to. We could edge. No, that's not we won't have an instant in the yard. I was thinking we could take a flow state. We could just pass the turn twice, which seems extremely weak. I can't think of a reason why we need a force. I'm going to go ahead and apologize to my opponent for taking so long. So the issue is we brainstorm and they just like counter that and we're just sitting for another turn anyway. Is that even that big of a deal? The main problem is we just don't have a way to get through our pile. I think we just pass the turn twice. That's so dangerous if they have the Cutter though. But I don't want to use Street Wraith. I think Street Wraith is too... I might be able to just Thassa's Oracle twice. Like they bolt the first one and then I untap and play the second one. I have the lands to make that happen. So we're going to be at 7. So I could just cycle through and put a Thassa's Oracle out. And then they bolt me and I die. I don't think taking force is correct here. Even though I have the useless personal tutor. Maybe it is correct because then I can defend against bolt. But the issue is it's just going to take me a couple turns to draw it. Because like I don't have a way to get up a card. There's no like 2 mana draw 2 cards other than flow state. I mean, I could just take flow state, but then I need to rebuild my pile so that I have a instant in it. If I were playing Spell Pierce, then that could stop the Cutter. I do expect our opponent to have Cutter. That's a very real threat. Cutter plus Bobble, and we're taking a ton of damage. Cutter plus Cantrip, we're taking a ton of damage. Bolt and Cutter, we're basically dead. I think the conservative thing to do is just to build the double Oracle pile and hope that they don't have cutter. So you consider digs a card deeper and bin something, but we don't even care about that, right? Because we're going to draw, let's see, edge, cavern. And then if they did, if they have a waste, like the third wasteland, I'm just going to do this. I mean, there's probably an optimal play. Like, leave a comment with a better series of cards if you have one. So I am going to have to pass the turn. So I'm going to have to pass the turn twice, I think. Gosh, this doesn't feel right. Surely there's a better way than passing the turn twice. I can't go back. I don't think it'll let me go back. Okay, so what we'll do is, I think we put the cavern on bottom, and we put one of the oracles on bottom, and then put the cavern, put oracle, edge. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is next turn, we edge, underground sea, attempt to oracle. I don't think it's going to work. I think we're almost certainly dead. Because they have both the life total pressure. They could just like double bolt us, but I'm not going to pay any life here. So double bolt itself won't win. Has to be cutter plus something, and they do have the cutter. So I think we just died. Okay, that is a trigger, but they are tapped out. So if they don't have force blue card, maybe we get lucky here. I take the 2. We could pay for a lot of daisies here. Land. I'm going to tap for blue. Edge of Autumn. I will go ahead and just pay an extra black. Edge of Autumn. Oracle. They need double days here or force. Wow. I didn't expect to win that. Okay. And I don't think my pile was correct. But I did correctly see that cutter would be a problem. And that we wouldn't be able to double pass the turn. I don't even know if double pass the turn is a thing. Maybe I'm just dumb. Okay. So this is definitely a Barragoyf matchup. I don't believe in Doomsday really at all here. I think we just cut it. And with it, we can cut a lot of chaff cards. We'll cut Street Wraith. Edge of Autumn doesn't do anything. Oracle sucks. Thoughtseize is terrible, but maybe better. LED comes out for sure. What are we bringing in? We are bringing in some Long Goodbye, Douthie for sure. I think we have to bring in Shieldred. They have a Hydroblast. Thanks, Adorno, for respecting Hydroblast. It's one of my favorite cards right now. And then it's 56. So we do have to bring some stuff back in. I think Force Negation is probably better. Flusterstorm is terrible against their deck. I just think Flusterstorm is a crappy spell pierce. Like, there are so many non-creature things you need to stop. But I understand in a combo deck, it may make sense to play this. But like, there's no world in which it's correct for us to try to win. I am worried about our land count as well. 16 lands is not a lot. So maybe we do have to bring the Thoughtseizes back in as much as I dislike them. I could also bring in the Durases just because they're cheap. I think that's correct. Edge of Autumn seems terrible. I just can't get behind in there. I'll put a Thoughtseize in. All right. So we got lucky. We got game 1. It's going to be a lot harder from here. Hopefully Barragoyf carries the day. Paddle's actually not bad in this matchup because we just need mana wherever we can get it. This is a keep. We have basic lands. I'm going to start with the Undercity Sewers. And if I draw a Dark Ritual, Shieldred will be a house. DRC's out. Again, the clock ticking won't be that big of a deal if we can get Barry. And we drew another land. I'm going to lead with this. We're going to try to bin something that's good for Barry. I actually keep this, I think, sadly. Because they may have multiple wastelands. Yeah, I'm going to keep it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hopefully not get wasted. And then we can kill the DRC. Once Barry comes out, we'll be in a pretty good position. Ponder. And it could be that once we get a couple basics out, they just give up on trying to waste us. The fact that Long Goodbye is uncounterable is really important in this matchup. They have a bolt for us. And do they surveil? They surveil sorcery. So it's not delirious. And that Unholy Heat is going to be really important for them later. But it's not because it's in their graveyard. So I'm happy to see that there. I think this is just play the swamp that we already have. And save the surveil. Oh, we don't have a surveil. I'm just going to main phase this. There's no reason to let them untap and give them actions. Oh, I would actually love to draw the caverns here. Unless they apply a ton of pressure here. I mean, that's 2 cards, but we'll just let it happen. I don't think we play into days here. I think I probably just take a turn and play it really slow, like they are. Murktide will be a problem, but Barragoyf is already a 4/5 because, yeah, we got the creature in there. Baragoyf is like the boogeyman of Blue-Red Delver. If I draw a Force or a Daze, a Daze is probably the best draw on my deck because that allows me to deploy Baragoyf. Okay, they're going to see my top card, but this is going to grow the Baragoyf even further. So Murktide coming out immediately. Like if they are able to Force and then Murk, that would be really bad. They've got 5 cards in hand. I think there's almost certainly counter magic over there. I think sadly we just had to jam and we just had to keep jamming. I should have fetched an island there. I don't think it matters because I've got so many lands. So here comes a Daze, unfortunately. What? Oh my goodness. Do you have an Unholy Heat or a Brazen Borrower? Because you're going to need that. They do have it. Okay, that's fine. And they may have just opted not to Force there because of that. I'm going to jam another Baragoyf here, and then I'll shield it as the last card. Flow State's great. And I've got 4 of these things in my deck. How many Unholy Heats do you have? Now they have to Force. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and ponder here. And if they Daze, it's fine. It's like one less thing I have to worry about later. This puts a sorcery in the graveyard so that I can do my thing later with my Flow State. Flow State's fine, but I don't... Personal Tutor shouldn't be in the deck. Yeah, I should have cut that. That was a punt. I think it'd be better as a Thoughtseize, even though Thoughtseize does damage to us. I'm not any order shuffle. I'm just looking for more threats that I can stick. I will definitely take that Flow State. So next turn, if they don't waste me, I'm just going to go ahead and go for Shieldred. Because they've used 2 Unholy Heats, and I seriously doubt they have a third one. They might be able to double Bolt. They could double Daze, but they're going to be binning Daze at this point when I have 4 lands out. They're probably going to be binning Wastelands as well. I can't imagine them thinking, oh, I need to waste them. That's what I need to do now. I think they're thinking, I need to get some threats on the table. Okay. And they don't know that I've completely boarded out of the... Yeah, I think it's correct to just stick and then just have like the crazy backup of triple Flow State. And now we're going to be gaining life whenever we draw. If they can't clear this, they lose 2 life during their upkeep. They bolt it. They bolt it again. That's a 2-for-1. All right, they're down to 2 cards. Do they have a threat? They Brainstorm again. That's a good card to have. All right. They scooped. I'm going to reveal my hand just so they know how much freaking gas I had. It's awesome. Okay, we're 3-1. Losing only to Skateboard twice in that same league. Oh, we got 0 wins there because they just Merit Laged us on turn 3 twice in a row. Again, I'll stop being salty about that, but I won't. Final round. I've been playing a total of 90 minutes, like recording less than 90 minutes. That is how crazy this deck is. We're up against Echo Baronin, the chillest dude in Legacy. I'm not going to keep this hand. Echo Baronin could be on anything. They're most likely on a tempo deck, but they could be on Doomsday. I mean, Echo Baronin always just plays the best deck, generally. He doesn't play a ton of combo. He will sometimes play it. Check out his channel. I don't like this. This is Tutor. I'm going to put the Force. It's kind of risky, but we mull twice. Flow State rebuilds, but I could just fetch basics if... I actually don't hate that. But what I'm thinking is I can rebuild with this Flow State if they have a Force. So I'm just going to go turn 1 Island, Personal Tutor. Turn 2 Dark Ritual Doomsday with Daze Protection mana. Turn 3 Flow State and try to claw back into the game after they force my card. If they Thoughtseize me, it's pretty bad, but it's actually not that bad. Okay, so they're on... Oh, interesting. All right, well, we're not going to get Dazed, thankfully. Brainstorm's a good rip. So, oh, I screwed up. I needed to get the freaking... Well, I mean, if they're on this, maybe I just double... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get the Underground Seas here. It's too late. I screwed up. I'm a dum-dum. I was supposed to use this to get the island, and then I could get the swamp with the other one. Doomsday! Surprise, surprise. Personal Tutor in a Doomsday? Name a more iconic duo. I mean, they're obviously a blue deck. Am I just crazy for making them have it? I don't think so. Okay, they're just on this, and we can outrun this, I hope. They may just let me use half my life total with the Dark Ritual Doomsday. The fact that I punted and forced myself to grab an Underground Sea instead of a basic island will not be consequential. They're not playing anything that affects basic lands. All right, another Pinnacle. So we're getting a lot of stuff flying at us here. Oh, technically we can win this game. We can win next turn. We can win next turn if they don't have... I can Dark Ritual Doomsday and then I can Brainstorm into my pile if they don't have a Force. I actually want them to spend as much of their hand here because that means they won't have force. Maybe they think they can race it. They don't know I have a brainstorm as well and a second land. Come on, play the freaking Kappa. Play him. I dare you to Kappa me. If they don't Kappa me, I can actually play a pass the turn pile. They're using the pedal for the blue mana. Memory Guardian. Okay. So far, they haven't found any redraws. Please play one more spell. Oh, they might have it. They might have blue card force. It'll be sad if they do. All right. I drew Doomsday, which shouldn't be a surprise to me, but I have to admit, I was like, oh, what am I going to draw? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's go ahead and pitch first because I don't want to put a land in the pile. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Okay, so what we do to win here is we grab LED. We're going to grab an Oracle, grab a Street Wraith, and another Street Wraith, I guess. There's nothing I can do. Like, I can't force and have LED up. Wait a second. Brainstorm. I see Petal, Oracle. I cycle. Oh, we might be able to do a double Petal. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, so Thassa's Oracle and not LED. Petal, but I'm still not going to have a force up if I do that because I'll need both the petals. I take Petal, Thassa's Oracle. There's no free spell that's going to kill my dude. I think it's just like they may be letting me die, but they shouldn't have even let me resolve it because this gives me like a line. How much damage are they going to do next turn? They're going to do 8 and I'll be at 9. I'm not going to be able to force. They may be able to do an extra damage somehow. I don't think it's safe for me to assume that I'm going to get another turn. Well, let's think about that. Maybe it is. They can only attack for 8, but if they have like a skateboard, then that's an extra damage. I think I'm just going to go for it. Obligatory apology for being a slow bastard here. Daze does not. Yeah, I need to go all in here. I mean, actually, technically, I don't have to use the Street Wraith. I could cycle with the thing. If they force, then I just... Okay, let's think about this. So I don't Street Wraith, and then I have a backup plan if they do kill me. Right? So what I can do is... No, there's no way that I can draw Thassa's Oracle and the thing. I just need the Thassa's Oracle. So it's just Thassa's Oracle, Lion's Eye Diamond, and then whatever. It doesn't matter. I could consider to clear my pot. I don't think that's necessary, and it's not a good use of my mana. There's nothing that gives me protection proactively here. So I just brainstorm. I get into my pile, 2 cards, and then I cycle and cycle. I've already made my land drop, right? Yeah. So I don't have a land drop. I don't have the ability to do anything here. I'm getting rid of my land, even if there's a second turn. What I'm trying to do is figure out if there's a way that I could have a second turn, but I don't think there is. So I'm just going to grab another Oracle. It doesn't matter. Okay. Wait. Yeah, this is fine. So what I do is I brainstorm. I get LED and Edge of Autumn in my hand, and then I cycle with Edge. I crack LED. Then I draw into Thassa's Oracle. The Edge of Autumns don't matter here, but I might as well draw as deep as I can. So I'll put one of these. Oh, wait. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. I'm gonna stop like acting like it matters because it doesn't matter. I just need to get used to doing this. Okay. So we want LED on top and we want Edge of Autumns on top. So I'm gonna go bottom, boom, boom. Now I'm gonna brainstorm. Okay, I'll put this back. Oh, I think I screwed up. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm pretty sure I screwed up. I have to pass now. I'll play this out. I screwed up. I need to get one more card deeper. Yeah, so I was going to title this video, Doomsday is easy, but clearly it's not. Does my opponent have skateboard? They have exactly the card that I thought they had. Yeah. Yeah, I needed to put an Oracle one deeper because I edge, but then I don't have access to, because I would have drawn the flow state instead. Yeah, if I'd put the Oracle one lower, then it would have been okay. I think Baragor's going to be good here. They have so much stack interaction. I don't like their ability to pressure my life so hard. I think Shieldred's good. I don't have faith that I'm going to be able to beat one of the best players in the world. period. Like, look him up. The guy is one of the best legacy players in the world. I don't have confidence I'm going to be able to beat him without like creatures. So I think like a Dark Ritual Barrowgoyf is way better than trying to Dark Ritual Doomsday. So I'm going to definitely take out the Thoughtseizes here. I'll keep the Dazes. I'll take out the Oracle. I'll take out the Sinky Edge of Autumns. Again, I don't have a sideboard guide. If you're wondering why I'm playing the way I am, I don't have a sideboard guide. I am going to put Force Negation in. Just as something to do against like an early Chalice. Maybe we do want to keep the Thoughtseize. We're on the play here. I don't believe in Douthie, but Douthie might actually be worth playing because we could get something good in the graveyard. I feel like we just have to resolve a Barrowgoyf and protect him. Like that's our only path to victory. I feel completely out of my depth here, frankly. This is the hand I'm going to keep. I'll open Undercity Sewers. They said, haha, yeah, that was your game. It was absolutely mine. And had I just sequenced... So now I know I've learned that lesson the hard way. And you've learned that lesson the hard way. And you don't need to make that mistake. Flow State going to the yard is actually totally fine. It grows the Barrowgoyf. And yeah, so now we force... What do we force? I think we probably force their first big play. Like if they Chalice, I don't even care here. I'll let that happen. But if they warp, I might force. Because I've got double Barrowgoyfs here. They're up at the 8 cards over there. Disruptor Flute. I'm going to let it go. If it names Barrowgoyf, it's sad face. Doomsday. Okay. And it's not even in our deck. And they have no idea that it's not in our deck because I'm probably playing really like cowardly. Taking out the Doomsday. I might bring it back in when I'm on the play. Because they may think, oh, they just went full Barrowgoyf juke. What I like to do is let them Doomsday and then cast this and name Oracle so they die to their own Doomsday pile. I already have the Surveillant. No reason to do damage to myself. Let's play this out and I'll pass. We're going to have a Barrowgoyf Parade. But I've only got 2 of them, so I might want to... I probably want to aim these forces defensively rather than offensively. They bolted in. All right. I don't know what they have. They could have Metallic Rebuke. I'll just keep the Delta here. I should have... Yeah, I punted. But I am going to go for it here. And then I'll just force when they force this. Or rebuke it. Yeah, this is Rebuke. Okay, and I'm going to force pitching force. Because I can consider next turn and manipulate my draw a little bit. So he's a 2-3 now. He's not big. But their life total is not big either. Next turn, consider probably bin something, Delta, and then I've got another berry. They could have Dismember. I seriously doubt they're playing Dismember here. I don't think they have a way to get rid of him. They can probably bounce him back to hand with Springs. That's probably it. They can stall me out indefinitely with their random little creatures. This is a great league. I'm having a great time. Getting to play against Echo Baronin is always a treat. Skateboard's out. Tapping that down. Emery. Okay, that grows my dude. They do have a Patchwork in the yard. They have a Bauble. They can't play it this turn. Wait, they can equip and then they can play the Bauble. That's pretty good. Skateboard. Again. Legacy staple, skateboard. In the 90s, you didn't realize your favorite 90s hobbies would collide, but they did. In 2026. All right, so they get a card here. They play the Bauble out. They're going to take a big hit here. Oh, they're shocking down. Oh, wow. Memory Guardian. Okay, so they can block that. They're going to start bobbling us. Just getting information. They see a Barrowgoyf. Okay. So if they draw into force, it's pretty good for them because they can stop my second Barrowgoyf. All right. I think we want to brainstorm and try to hit a force. Does that even make sense? Yeah, it could work. Okay, we don't have force. We have Street Wraith, which is not... Street Wraith doesn't change the Barrowgoyf stats any. So they're almost certainly just going to block with Memory Guardian here. I think I put back the Street Wraith against the aggro deck. I'll put back Consider, because I have Instant and Sorcery. I can Flow State next turn, but I am going to try to resolve a Barrowgoyf here. I've got plenty of gas in the tank here, even if this gets countered. And I expect it to be countered. They dug pretty hard. Okay, well, that's great for me. There's no way they let me connect. They can create blockers every single turn with Patch Adams. Let's find another Barrowgoyf, shall we? We do. Right. The Barrowgoyf Parade will continue. Hopefully they don't have... they just scoop to that. Wow. Barrowgoyf getting it done. All right. So in the spirit of Doomsday, I'm going to pivot back to Doomsday. In the spirit of turboing, I'm not going to have any anti, cards that care about their stuff. They might have consign. I doubt they actually have consign. All right. I'm not going to try to consult like previous games for reference. I'm just going to try to turbo them. We're on the draw. No, we're on the draw. I don't think Doomsday is good on the draw. It might be the best chance we have. Yeah, maybe we don't try to Doomsday the person who has Force of Will and Chalice. Yeah, I think we need to not do it, sadly. So I'll keep the Dark Rituals in, but I am going to just stick with my plan here. My previous plan. I'll take out Edge of Autumn. I'll keep Force Negation in. That was good because we were able to pitch cast it. We pitched it to something, I think. I'm pretty sure that happened. Long Goodbye does deal with Emery. I'll bring in Long Goodbye instead of Thoughtseize. I'm actually going to take out... I'm going to bring in a Douthie. That's also pretty good against them. And I'll leave one Thoughtseize in. Let's do this. Oh, I kept the Oracle in. No, let me undo it. It won't. So I screwed that up. We could have had one more Thoughtseize, but it's a blue card for Force. It's not the end of the world. All right, I'm going to keep this. I have Force Protected turn 1 Barragloif. And then I can do other stuff after that. Barragloif gaining life is pretty good. If they try to Chalice me, I will force that because it does shut off my hand. They see a Barragloif because they know my strategy here. Urza Saga is extremely strong, as we've established, and there's very nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. So we're just going to protect our turn 1 Barragloif. They force negate, force right back. I will pitch a flow state because I might need a ponder to find a second land next turn. Barragloif's out as a 3/4, not bad. They can bounce it back to their hand. We're going to die to their skateboard shenanigans. Like, this card is just broken. If you don't have Wasteland in your deck, you have to have Wasteland. And I will emphasize that my this entire video has basically just been a commercial for why you should seriously consider playing the other deck that I've been playing. Oh, that's nice. Which is Breakfast. So this puts a type in the yard. There's no way that we could get a second Barragloif out. I'm not sure that it's actually correct to Thoughtseize here. I don't think it is. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I don't think Daze does it. It might. They're going to be low on mana. Daze might get something. These other cards are pretty terrible. I think we need to high roll into another Barragloif just to survive. Oh, we got a Daze anyway. So the option... Okay, so one option is Thoughtseize them. But let's think about how much damage we're going to take. We're going to take a lot. I think I'm supposed to Thoughtseize. I might be able to put another type in the yard too. Creature would be great. Okay, and they could have bounced this back to hand. We put this in the yard. They don't have a means to bounce it back to hand. They could go get a Petal and bounce it back to hand. We just Daze it. No, they'll have the mana. I don't think they actually will have the mana. Ancient Tomb. Okay, let's think about this. This is for the 4-1 if we can win this game. So they're going to make a dude. Then they're going to make another dude. They're probably going to have to get Skateboard so they can start turboing me. They'll have to spend a mana to equip. They have a land drop. They don't have a second blue mana unless they get Lotus Petal instead of Skateboard. They will have 1, 2... Let's see. This Memory Garden actually costs a lot of mana to make. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. They just need 1 blue, actually. So they tap that, and then, yeah, Memory Guardian comes out. Daze doesn't do anything of consequence against it. Barragloif is bigger if I get the Memory Guardian in there. But again, I feel confident that, let's see. They spend 2 mana making the Urza Saga. They go get a Petal, and they sink my Berry back to hand. But I think they're probably going to just go for the win by trying to turbo me. I'll be at 16. I think I'm just going to take this. If they sacrifice the Petal to bounce it back to my hand, I may be able to redeploy him. Okay. Now we'll come across for 5. That's a lot of life. They're not going to block here because they're going to try to turbo me, and they need the artifacts. So let's see if we get lucky here. We use the ability. We get a second Barragloif. Love it. Love it. All right, and now I think they are going to get the Petal and just try to bounce it back to hand. And Daze doesn't save me, unfortunately. Barragloif, and I'll need to draw another land to be able to survive. But I am at 21 life, and they will not have a lot of artifacts. They would be foolish to try to race me from this position, I think. Aether Spellbomb does it too. Skateboard. I could daze here, which means they have to choose between attacking me. But that also means that there's no way I can draw a land and deploy a Bargoyf. How much damage am I taking? I'm taking 11, and I have 1 turn to deploy the Bargoyf. I'm pretty sure the daze is a mistake here. I can't do it. If I draw the Bargoyf, I might be able to throw up a Bargoyf blocker, but I have to draw a land here or a petal. It's as simple as that. I'm just dead on board basically because freaking Urza Saga is just insane. I do believe that eventually Urza Saga will be banned in Legacy. I just can't fathom that like they let it continue to just get better and better every year. They're bouncing now, which is fine. I'm dead if I don't find a land. If I find a land, I might have a shot. Good game. There's nothing to do here, unfortunately. Yeah, dazing doesn't work. Yeah, well played. If I'd taken the Sink into Super, I would actually have a chance here, but it wouldn't be like a great chance. No, because they would have just taken the Aether Spellbomb anyway. Yeah, they would have gotten the Aether Spellbomb. I'll go ahead and concede to the, well, any artifact, anything, and I'm dead, right? And even if I put this out next turn, actually, I'll just wait and see. Yeah. Yeah, good game. Okay, so that was the 3-2, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Thoughts on the deck list? I'm going to show you my breakfast list so you get an idea of what we're comparing this to, or you can just pull up the video where I 5-0 with it. Like, this seems way worse against blue decks than breakfast is, because there's no real, like, hang back plan. I was actually kind of scared that, like, if I just got an instant 5-0, then, like, you could argue that like I could have won that because I did punt the stack and they said that it was my game to win. Echo Baronin was saying that because they didn't have interaction. It wasn't going to be some 11th hour force. So like, yeah, that could have been a 4-1. The lands matchup was bad. Like skateboard is our nemesis here, especially when we're like doing stuff to decrease our life total. I did make micro punts in addition to the big punt, which was screwing up my pile game match 5 round 1. But keeping like the Thassa's Oracle and post board because I'm just not used to sideboarding. I could look at sideboard guides. There's a guy named Michael Reed that has been playing Doomsday for years. There's Neville Shute. There are lots of people that play a lot of Doomsday that probably have their opinionated turbo guides. I could reach out to Adorno 666, I guess, and ask him if he could make a quick sideboard guide for how he handles things. I'm just going to say, like, frankly, this isn't my jam. I might try it again at some point. It felt good to be like playing it so I could see like how hard it is to kind of like balance the different difficulties. I do think it's the Dark Ritual Doomsday Bargoyf is a very strong plan B. I'm not convinced that Shieldred is good. We did stick her one time, but she just got killed. I think she got double bolted. So I guess you could argue she was a 2-for-1, but like that's 4 mana. It's a lot. Main thing is I don't like the fact that it's just so low land count. Like I felt like we were very wastable the entire time. I do think this is the best flow state deck overall because you got Dark Ritual and Doomsday. And that fails, and then you just flow state turn 2. I mean, it's like insane that you just like, okay, well, I'll just start looking for other stuff. And I think that's the real appeal. I think once flow state gets banned, like this deck is going to be way worse than a lot of the other combo decks. But right now, it's not bad. So as I promised, I'm going to show you what my current breakfast looks like. I think I like to call it Schrodinger's breakfast because they never know whether you're on breakfast or whether you've sideboarded. This is not the right one. I have a video with this too. This is not bad, but and I didn't have the recruiter in there if you're wondering. I don't actually think recruiter's good in this archetype. So like I would much rather play something like this because it has Wasteland, which I mean Wasteland would have been a lifesaver against Urza Saga. It's just you lose so quickly now. It used to be like Urza Saga was cute. Like, okay, I've got like 3 or 4 turns. No, you just die. You're like dead on turn 3. Urza Saga turn 1. Turn 2, Ancient Tomb. Make a dude. Turn 3. Make a dude. Go get skateboard. Tap down your blocker. Attack you for 11 or whatever. And then, okay, can you win immediately from 9 health or probably realistically like 5 or 6 health if you've like thought seized or anything or fetched? No, you can't. And that's the end of the game. And you know, you can play that in a Force of Will deck like the Affinity deck does. So yeah, I think that you probably do need Wastelands. You might even want to play main deck Wastelands is one thing I've been considering doing. I don't think in 2026 you can afford to play control decks that don't have Wasteland unless you're just doing no reserve list, which I do quite a lot. And because it's just so hard to win without duels, I will play. But I think Wasteland is like, there's so much Urza Saga out there that you're just going to lose a lot of games due to Urza Saga. And again, I want to emphasize, we didn't necessarily lose match 4 because of Urza Saga. We lost match 4 because of my incompetence. But we can see here, 23% of decks in Legacy over the past 2 weeks are playing Urza Saga. And you can pretty much guarantee that those decks are also playing Skateboard. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Skateboard is on this. This may be based on like the total number of copies, but yeah, I guess 10% of decks that are playing, because like obviously Breakfast wouldn't play it main deck, but it's just lightning fast, frankly, and you're going to lose a lot to Urza Saga. So that's the lesson of the day. Definitely respect Urza Saga with Wasteland. If you're up against an Urza Saga deck, it may be tempting to waste their other lands. Just wait until they get the Urza Saga, then waste that. A card you can absolutely play would be Dress Down. I'm playing that in a lot of my control decks. That's also functionally kind of equivalent to Wasteland, but yeah, it does cost 2 mana and it can be forced, whereas Wasteland cannot be stopped. And Wasteland is just a very quick, like, turn 1, they play out the Urza Saga. Well, I'm just going to waste it immediately. And then let's see where the game looks after that. Like, pass it back, and now we're kind of replaying turn 1. Like, I like that pattern a lot. So, yeah, I'm thinking about moving a Wasteland. Like, I'm playing Consider here. Part of it is because I want people to think I'm on Doomsday, which is kind of advantageous. They're playing some combo deck, I can tell that. But what combo deck is it? Oh, Consider. They're on Doomsday. Only Doomsday would play Consider. But actually, Consider is very good because it can help you get, like, the instant and the sorcery, potentially, at the same time so that your flow stays on. So, anyway. I hope you enjoyed this tour of an incompetent pilot piloting Doomsday to a positive record. Until next time, be excellent to each other and party on.